promises is just moments away. It's the Browns and the Vikings, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
And only to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there, and he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
Now a throw here going to be taken in by the tight end, Njoku. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
I know I spent a lot of time talking about how tight ends in a lot of cases now are pumped up wide receivers, but they're still big people. He used that frame right there to absorb a really big hit on him and held on to the ball.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. Blitz coming, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. We talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Watson. He's going to look deep for more. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Oh, and the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. So the face mask tacked on at the end of the play, half the distance going to lead to a 1st and goal.
And obviously those are important yards to be giving up this close to your own goal line.
They'll run. Here's Janovich, the fullback. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Andy Janovich, a 3-yard touchdown. And the Browns have taken the early lead. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. Vikings nothing. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Keneduagu now out of his end zone. Well, now how about this return? And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. And they'll start the drive here with an end around. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success. How about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long.
And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Jadeveon Clowney, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Buying time to his left. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Colin Kaepernick, 47 yards. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Well, that was something to behold there. You might expect runs like that from a kick returner or wide receiver, but that's your quarterback hitting top speed.
And normally when you see guys moving this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play, and then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off, and he just kept gaining momentum with every step.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's Jarvis Landry now on the return. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Browns drive about to get started. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Stays on his feet, and they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender, and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Oh, Chubb fumbled it, and the Vikings pick up the football. escapes the defender. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. A tight one, 8-7 our score after one on EA Sports. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. Now Cook running right. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. To throw, Kaepernick. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 8. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's Landry. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. And the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. To throw once more on second. And pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down. Now it's Watson. Man open, that's Anthony Schwartz. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Watson. Complete on the quick throw to Moore. His 2nd catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his 1st. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. A shotgun snap for Watson. And that is incomplete.
Coverage is awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now a play fake. Kaepernick. This is caught. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. From 21 yards away. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. Mike Zimmer's made the decision. His guys will go for 2. Kaepernick looking to throw for it. Sliding out of the pocket. And he is into the end zone for 2 more as the lead moves up to 16. And that was the old QB one-man band play there in the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants?
I knew you were going Namath.
Right? Remember Joe had all those knee operations. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for him. He practically walked into the end zone.
The Browns drive about to get started. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You know, always feel like you want to get in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of a team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to a stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
So now a fresh set of downs. 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Back to throw, Watson. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. The wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Watson. And he's got his receiver, Cooper. Puts it on the carpet. It's out. And this belongs to the Vikings. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Kaepernick. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
1st and 10 at the 40.
Throwing on 1st down is Kaepernick. Escaping the pressure right. And this one nearly picked off. Kind of surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but get away it does, and it's 2nd down. Kaepernick to throw again. And that's incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam. It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. Looking for the end zone. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. And he comes back with one complete. Touchdown, Vikings! A great effort there in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there. A final shot before half for Kaepernick. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is. I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
So we've come due to time constraints. We move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. They run it again with Cook. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time. And they're going to speed things up here. On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. They'll run for it. Cook. And he's brought down, but following a pretty juke move that gives him the first down. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. And he ran right through one tackle as he fights forward for a gain of 7. Play action. Now Kaepernick. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by John Johnson. And the Browns will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Cooper again the target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again is Watson. That's to the right side and complete to Njoku. Uses the stiff arm. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Watson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. Again, it's Watson. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. Touchdown, Browns! Jarvis Landry from 19 yards away. And the Browns get a score closer. Looking to maybe throw for it here, Watson. And now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. So trying to throw it in for 2 points, but the D got home, brought him down.
Yeah, got home, which means there had to be good coverage. Just had nowhere to go with the ball. Typically, you try and throw quick hitters, quick slants, maybe even a quick fade. Nothing was open. He ends up getting sacked.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. And he's got room. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
I know that no game in the NFL is ever easy, but they're making it look that way. Everything is being done with such precision. Just on this drive alone, 3 plays, 3 first downs. If you're on defense, you're scrambling, looking at each other, trying to figure out how are we going to slow these guys down.
To throw is Kaepernick. And here's a leaping catch. He pulled it in. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. They'll run for it with Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. It's Dalvin Cook there with a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Extra point splits the uprights. And they open the lead up now to 25. So that drive 6 plays, 75 yards. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's Landry. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a... to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going up.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 45, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. He had a great, strong move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. And quickly, they get to the line. Again, it's Cook. Third down, Dalvin Cook pushes him over. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. First down, Kaepernick. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. They'll look to throw. And they are 3 for 3 on 2-point conversions as he is into the end zone for the score. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Landry. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Let's go! The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that up? The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him. 2nd and 21, a lot of ground to cover. Another try after the first down sack. Watson, and pressure coming, and they got him once again. The safety blitz staged to perfection that time as they sack him for a loss of 6. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Operating from the gun. Watson. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
Kaepernick now on first down. Flushed out right. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. And this one right back into the hands of Jefferson.
When you got someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. To throw, it's Kaepernick. Complete, Jefferson the target. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The offense on third down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. And shedding through the tackle. Still on his feet. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 89 yards rushing for him now to this point. Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off. Dancing to his left. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his...
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Here's Landry. Now a hit and a loose football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Extra point was... But he does make it. And the lead will swell by 1 more. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Here's Landry. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Browns drive about to get started. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. Watson's throw taken in by Cooper here.
And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. To throw again on second down. Watson to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. And he's able to get this one out close. To midfield across the 45. Watson looks to throw again. Steps away to his left. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. To throw is Watson. He'll find Schwartz complete right side. Room here to run. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it. That's a whole lot of points still to be down, but congratulations, they're still fighting, and they scored another touchdown.
My old high school coach used to say, Charles, he said, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and sometimes you wish you never would show up.
Could have saved the gas money, the hotel, what have you, huh?
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play.
Nwangu now from his end zone.
And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On second down, it's Cook again. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. They'll roll him out right. And he's got this to Jefferson. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. They'll run on 1st down. It's Cook. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points